So welcome to the MIT D-Lab Practical Impact Alliance Participatory Design online course. My name is Kendra Leith, and I'm Associate Director for Research at MIT D-Lab. And today I'm going to talk to you about our definition of participatory design, as well as some potential outcomes and challenges of participatory design processes, as highlighted in literature and our own work as well. I'm also going to provide some examples of different types of participatory design. And then we're going to identify some things to think about when selecting a participatory design approach. What are some of the key things you need to consider when selecting an approach? So what is our definition of participatory design? Well, it's a design process which engages a variety of stakeholders, particularly end users, in creating effective solutions to poverty-related challenges. And if this is done well, it has the potential to lead to better outcomes, whether it be building the capacity of communities or creating products that better meet their needs, all with the end goal of trying to alleviate poverty. So in the literature, there are a number of potential benefits that are listed. I've highlighted a few of them here. And one thing I should say is that there are benefits related to the product, improves in efficiency, developing a better quality product. But there are also benefits in terms of the process and engaging end users and other stakeholders in that process. They receive benefits as well, and I'll talk about those shortly, but let's start with the product. So literature highlights that there are potential benefits related to a product or service being more responsive to user needs if you're engaging users and other stakeholders in that process. There's also potential for better quality products or systems. There are also potential gains in efficiency, reduced time to get a product to market, more efficient product development, especially when there are fewer later stage changes. And all of this has implications in terms of costs. You also see things like the potential for ideas to be more unique or innovative or original, as well as the potential for improved customer satisfaction and loyalty, and really development and improvement of those customer relationships. So gains related to engaging the customers as well. So these are some of the benefits related to the product. I'm also going to talk about some of the potential benefits related to the community and engaging end users and other stakeholders in that process. So in some of our work in D-Lab, we've seen that we can build the capacity of the community, building their skills and knowledge in the design process, and other skills such as metalworking and woodworking. We also have seen some evidence, and others have reported on this as well, that there are changes in the way people think, that they have greater agency and confidence and feel more empowered to be able to solve their own solutions, to generate relevant solutions for their particular needs. And in some of our work in D-Lab, we've also seen that there are shifts in gender roles as well, that men and women are using different tools or machines that they didn't ordinarily use, and undertaking activities that maybe they didn't typically undertake. So there are benefits related to the product as well as the process and community as well. However, engaging in a participatory design process is not always easy. There are also a number of potential challenges as well. For instance, if a product is technical in nature, it may require strategies for bringing in required expertise if the users don't possess those skills or knowledge. That could be building the capacity of the community if that's appropriate, or it could also bringing in other outside experts as well. You also need to make sure that community members have enough capacity. So do they have the time, interest, financial resources, and willingness to be able to take those risks in order to be able to participate? Some of these processes might require a few hours, others require days or weeks at a time. Can people actually give up that time? Can they leave their farm during harvest season if that's needed? Or can they leave their children if they need to be taking care of their children? These are all constraints that participants might face in order to be able to participate in these processes. So we need to think about, do they have enough capacity to be able to participate effectively? And then we need to think about potential challenges related to resources required in order to be able to engage end users. So if they're coming to participate for weeks or days at a time, there's often transportation costs and housing costs and food costs. And do we have enough resources as an organization to be able to cover those things? These are some of the things that you need to think about. There may also be issues related to defining rules on intellectual property and how is that being defined. Expectations need to be set clearly at the beginning, and you need to think about how you're going to address this if challenges arise. There can also be increased complexity when engaging stakeholders. It can just be a much more complex process, especially from a management standpoint. There may be issues around language and translation and understanding. People may be on the same team who come from different backgrounds, who speak different languages or different dialects, or the curriculum may be delivered in a different language. How is that going to be translated? These are all potential challenges for engaging people. It may also be challenging to process large amounts of information. So if you're getting lots of information, how is that information going to be taken in? How is it going to be analyzed? How is it going to ultimately be used? This can create a challenge as well. There can also be reduction in control over the process, which can be challenging and frustrating at times. Also, can we get people to the table? Can we connect with the people who we want to bring to the table? Can they participate effectively? And so that can sometimes be a challenge, just identifying who those people are and really making sure that they feel comfortable and are able to participate. Along with that, once you get them to the table, there can be potential cultural and social barriers, which may have an impact on a person's ability to participate. For instance, if someone's boss is in the room, or someone from the opposite gender is participating in that group, or an elder is in the group, someone might not feel as comfortable participating, for instance. So you need to think about what are those potential social and cultural issues that may need to be addressed once you bring people to the table so that they fully feel able to participate. And then finally, we also need to have the patient's humility and appropriate mindset to engage end users effectively. And this is something that we'll talk about quite a bit in this course. We'll talk about a number of different tools and opportunities for working on this particular skill, as well as other skills, and trying to also address a number of these other challenges through this particular course. So as you see, we have a number of potential opportunities. There are potential benefits related to engaging end users and other stakeholders, but also a number of challenges as well. And I should say that most of this content came from existing literature, people who have been studying this for a period of time. And so I just wanted to highlight that the sources here and here, they've made critical contributions to the literature, which have been very valuable for us in order to be able to build on the work that they are already doing. I should also mention that some of these sources are just good, relevant sources that you might want to take a look at as well. So they have been included here, but we'll also include all of these sources in the PDF as well.